Godmorgen og velkommen tilbage her til Godmorgen Danmark. Hvis du sidder og lytter lidt til radioen en gang imellem, det kan også være i bilen på vej til arbejde, så lytter man jo gerne. Du kan ikke undgå at lytte til et stort hit, ikke? Og
der kommer noget popmusik.
Der kommer noget popmusik før eller siden, og meget ofte er det jo et resultat af sådan en meget strømlignet og professionel proces.
Ja, men en gang imellem i hvert fald, fordi det er den typiske proces, den strømlignede proces. En gang imellem, så sker det en lille smule mere tilfældigt. Fordi man optager en lille bid af en sang, lægger den på TikTok, og vupti, så er man blevet stjerner med millioner af streams. Det var i hvert fald præcis, hvad der skete for engelske Good Neighbors, som skal spille for os her til morgen. Og den del, den kommer vi til at tage på engelsk nu, fordi de sidder nemlig her, Good Neighbors. And good morning and welcome to you, Ollie Fox and Scott Verrill.
Hey.
How's it like being here in Denmark?
Beautiful. Yeah, early but good.
Early but good. Okay, we're going to talk about your unusual breakthrough, I'm going to call it. And your breakthrough came to life in an Airbnb in South England.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Ollie, what happened?
So it was like January this year, and we just wanted to write some songs together because no one was about for a while. And yeah, we were just writing some demos and like having some fun. And then we'd already had a idea of Home, the song, but we didn't really know what to do with it. So our friends told us, oh, you should start using like TikTok and Instagram and all of them if you want this to be a band. So then we put this clip up on TikTok and it kind of just went crazy.
Yeah. Scott, what were your thoughts? TikTok? Did you think that you could get a breakthrough on TikTok?
No, I mean, we hadn't really thought about it. It wasn't like a calculated thing. We kind of we use it to scroll, and we thought we'd just throw something up there and see what happens, and we just got really lucky with it.
Mm.
And at first you only had a chorus, actually, and then you put it on TikTok. Let's see that clip you put on TikTok. So this little bit of the song Home, it went viral. And let's see some of the comments that some of your now fans they made on TikTok. They wrote their stuff like this: I need this song injected into my brain. The way this song has me in a chokehold is insane. Release this today and no one gets hurt. I either need this on Spotify or an IV in my veins. I will settle for no less.
Yeah, they're intense.
Quite intense.
They can be aggressive.
Yeah. You can see why we felt the pressure.
It actually exploded.
Yeah.
Were you surprised?
Yeah, big time. I remember we went out for breakfast. So like we put the clip up and then put our phones away and just went for breakfast with some mates like near the Airbnb, and then I think like half an hour later, we'd got back and it had like 400,000 streams or something silly like that, which was already ridiculous. And then every like 5 minutes you'd check your phone and it was just like 100,000 more. And then within like, I think maybe like 2-3 hours, it was on like millions. And so then we were just like, we need to go and finish this.
Scott, how did you react to that?
Yeah, I mean, we were panicking, really. We just we just wanted to get it out while everyone was still listening and finish as quick as we could. So yeah, we just drove home in like 6 hours, and yeah, it was intense.
Yeah.
So at first you panicked.
We panicked.
Because you only had a chorus, you actually didn't have any music for your fans. No. So what did you do?
So we basically realized that we needed to release it, as Scott said, as fast as possible. So then we drove back to London, and on the drive we were like recording guitar bits in like gas stations, writing lyrics, doing the artwork on like napkins. And then by the time we got to London, I think we had like maybe 80-90% of the song ready, and then stayed up very late, mixed it and got it out like 2 days later.
Oh, that was quite quick, actually.
It was intense.
But did you feel like you were in a hurry because you needed to get that music out?
I think we were just excited. Yeah, like we've been waiting for a moment like that for so long that we just jumped at it.
Yeah.
You thought, okay, this is our breakthrough. We need to act fast here.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you made the final version of Home. Let's just hear and see a bit of that.
Darling, won't you take me home? Send me shivers somewhere I used to go.
And the rest is history, as they say. But how, Scott, how do you remember this sudden explosion of popularity?
I mean, yeah, we haven't really stopped moving since that all kicked off. So, yeah, we're kind of taking it week by week. And since that came out, we've just been busy like every other day with writing music or playing gigs and traveling. And it's been a blur.
And you've actually been to America, Ollie, and you were in another big show called the Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Yeah.
Not as big as Good Morning Denmark, but
Not quite.
but even though, quite a program to be a part of, right?
It's crazy, yeah. And I even, like Scott says, like, it doesn't make sense that we even did it. It happened, I know it happened, but it hasn't sunk in yet. So I think maybe in a few months at Christmas when we stop, we'll have a time to be like, wow, this has been insane.
And tonight you're playing in Lille Vega here in Copenhagen.
Excited
What can the audience expect there, Scott?
I mean, we've got loads of new songs. Playing all our released ones. We've got an EP coming out, so we're going to play some songs from that. Should be good, should be sweaty.
Lots of exciting.
Have you been to Vega before?
No. First
nice
time
place.
in Copenhagen.
Yeah,
So
okay.
Excited, yeah.
It's a great place.
Yeah.
Something for you to look forward to and for the audience
There we
as
go.
well, I guess.
Yeah.
Ollie Fox and Scott Beryl, thank you very much for the talk here. And I'll let you get ready because you're playing home, actually, here in a minute. And så kan jeg fortælle på dansk også, at Good Neighbors altså spiller på det, der hedder Lille Vega i København i aften. Og imens de gør sig klar til at spille her i studiet, Lone, så kan du give os en vejrudsigt, kan du ikke det?